So I've been a fan of your podcast for a long time. You don't often talk about it because you're always kind of looking forward, but
I'm very interested in people feeling good. I like them to feel good.
like,
Like, I need some hardcore shit. And if I don't get that, I don't feel good.
is there something you think you can do on this podcast?
Yes.
Are you comfortable being on your
Yes.
butt, on your back?
Yes. I'm very flexible. So I have my rubber guard is pretty
You go to
pretty
rubber
good.
guard.
Yeah.
So does that come into play?
You have to. Well, first of all, I have what you call fuck you money. And if you have fuck you money, you don't fuck you. What's the point of having the fuck you money? You're wasting it. Like, you're wasting the position. Like,
Yeah, you did. I did feel when you showed me, I think you showed me the rubber guard because it's still a guard that's a little bit foreign to me. I just felt that you can immediately feel, not with the rubber guard, but the way you move your body.
if I'm not exerting myself in a violent way, like an explosive way, like wearing myself out, I just don't like it's
So like some people are a little bit more, I would say, agile and like playful and kind of
loose. But my top game is my best. I have a very strong top game.
And so, by way of question, you kind of have a role in this.
Like, so I would do that, like, because not everybody gets to do that. Like, if you're the person that gets to do that, you're kind of supposed to do it. Like, that's if you want to, if that really does speak to you. And, you know, I've talked to you about this before.
And there's something in your eyes.
I'm so curious to see how it goes down, but genuinely concerned.
Do you ponder your mortality? Are you afraid of death?
I do think about it sometimes. I mean, it does pop into my head sometimes.
What do you think is the way out?
I think having a sense of urgency is very beneficial.
This could be your last day.
But the point is, like, I like what I like. And if I can do what I want to do, I should do what I want to do. And it's not hurting anybody.
It's a productive exploration of how to channel that.
I think there's great power in that because it motivates you. It gets you going.
Death is at the core of everything.
But also because you're at a heightened state.
I still disagree with you about the tie thing. That you can choke somebody with a tie. It's so wrong. It's so wrong.
Well, it's not wrong with you. With you, it's wrong because you.
No, I think there's a system. I have this thing with Donna here. We're gonna figure it out. Okay.
I just want to incrementally move to a better position until I can strangle you.
There's a switch of he stepped into a different dimension.
Because that mindset is not a mindset of an artist. It's a mindset of a conqueror.
The conqueror,
destroyer. My game is smush. That's my game. Smush you.
There's a darkness in you there. Like
it feels very chaotic and dangerous.
And so it almost feels like a marriage where
it's all weird.
I mean, you're an inspiration in saying, like, do whatever the hell you want.
There's many people that believe and practice this lifestyle.
Maybe there was others, but you're the one I was aware of.
The most disturbing for me is that I see what's going on. I see there's a lot of losers that have hopped on this and they shove it in people's faces, and it doesn't have to make sense. Like,
I think people are just voicing their worry.
Like, these ideas, they weasel their way into your head.
And what I saw in you during that time is like, this guy, like...
But I'm much more into strangling people than anything else.
Like, do you
grab a hold of you? Once I have you, why would I let you go? Right. That's my thought, is like, why would I let you go?
If you have such a big megaphone.
You know, if you got a guy who's like a really good top game guy and he mounts you, and I'm a big fan of mounting with my legs crossed.
But that's an interesting thing. Like, why?
So I can squeeze with both legs, smush. And I'm just looking for people to make mistakes and slowly, incrementally bettering my position until I can get something locked up.
Yeah.
You know, if everything goes great, like no car accidents, no injuries.
But it could happen today.
I know what I'm doing, but I know what I'm doing because I put in all that work. And one of the reasons why I put in all that work is I don't like the end result most of the time. So I need to work at it all the time.
Is there a specific game plan? What about, we're in Texas now, what about guns?
Get that monkey to sit down.
that would be that cowboy monkey thing where I would want to put myself in situations. Yeah,
so much fun.
I talked to this roboticist, Russ Tedrick. He builds, he's one of the world-class people that builds humanoid robots.
Because I don't know what the fuck they are.
It starts with a monkey look at first. Like, I'm a bigger monkey than you.
And then they think about this. All it need is like these heating elements and a spring, and then it pops when it's done. So I have a timer.
How do we get there, and what does that look like?
It's a good question. I can honestly say I don't know.
Because you have to understand the movement of the human body in ways that's so difficult to teach. It's so subtle. The timing, the pressure points, the leverage, all those kinds of things. That's just for the clinch situation. And then the movement for the striking is very difficult. As long as you're not allowed as a robot to use your natural abilities of having a lot more power.
Right, a lot more power and then more durable.
Right. Like, I might have to die to get out. Like, there's this kind of...
there's a competitive aspect that's super unhealthy. I mean, you saw the video that we watched earlier today.
Is there some sense where you wondered, whether it's right to have...
I watched it probably 50 times in a row. I went crazy. But I went crazy in a weird way.
I felt like I'm going to some dark places today.
But everybody hates you. Everybody hates you, and you're just miserable and alone and angry and depressed and sad.
You're a control guy. You know how to control position and advance position.
I'm like a passenger of this weird ride.
Oh, I'm going to use this dude. I'm going to breathe inside his brain and spread it to others. It's the same as...
Time's up.
The ride's over.